Hey, let's have a little chat about self-awareness. I think it's the most underrated, undervalued, and overlooked skill that no one really talks about. So if you're curious about self-awareness, you should stick around. So what is it? Why is it important? And can you really become more self-aware? Also, how does self-awareness help you in life and in business? Essentially, self-awareness, by my definition, is knowing yourself in an objective manner. Sometimes we're in our heads so much, and I know I'm definitely guilty of this, that we have almost zero self-awareness when it comes to certain things. We have zero objectivity sometimes. And if you have zero objectivity, it's really hard to know your strengths and weaknesses. If you don't truly know what those are, then you don't know how to capitalize on your strengths and shore up your weaknesses. So how can we get objective about this? You could take a personality inventory like DISC or MBTI, the Myers-Briggs, which I'm a big fan of. Or you could ask family, friends, coworkers to be brutally honest with you and tell you what your strengths and weaknesses are. You could do that, but I would take everything they say with a grain of salt because they may not try to hurt your feelings, or they may. I don't know. So, but the number one important thing here is honesty. When you're taking a personality test or asking for feedback, the only way you'll truly get to be self-aware is if honesty is the number one thing. You're definitely doing yourself a disservice if you're projecting something or someone else, a persona, and I've certainly been guilty of this as well. So, story time. I have had a lack of self-awareness for decades. I wish I had taken and understood the MBTI when I was younger. I did in college, but I projected who I thought I was or wanted to be, more of a persona, not who I actually was. I wasn't honest. Luckily, my wife is a huge Myers-Briggs fan, and she's able to peg someone with their type from a mile away. So she knew who I was from the beginning, was able to enlighten me a little bit more about that and what my strengths and weaknesses are. Plus, you can just look them up online. If you have a guess as to what I am, I would love to hear your comments below. And I'd love to hear where you guys are. So if you've taken the Myers-Briggs, please chime in. I am very interested in those types. So why is it important to be self-aware? Basically, you want to be in the right spot, doing the right thing. Sadly, many people go through life in the wrong spot, doing the wrong things. To borrow from Jim Collins' book, Good to Great, you want to be in the right seat on the bus. You want to be the right person in the right seat on that bus. So when you're self-aware, you're going to be more productive, more satisfied, more impactful in what you're doing. Overall, you're just going to be happier. You're going to have a sense of purpose. So can you become more self-aware? Happily, the answer is yes. It is a skill, not a trait. You can work at it, learn more about it. You can get better at it. And once you figure this out, it really does become second nature. So how does this help you in real estate or another business? I'm so glad you asked. When it comes to stuff like this, you need to put yourself in the right seat on the bus. For me, I know I'm creative, I'm intuitive, I'm a big picture thinker. So I need to put myself in scenarios that let me use those traits to my advantage. Conversely, I have traits that make me pretty terrible at certain things like paperwork, bookkeeping type stuff, the minutia, the details of everyday stuff. Like I said, I'm more of a big picture thinker. Everything else kind of falls to the wayside. So if you know these things, you can focus on what you're good at and delegate what you're not good at. It's really as simple as that, just to, kind of shine a light on that a little bit. When I started my Amazon book business, I know you can see all these books over here, I realized pretty quickly that I did not like the listing and shipping side of things. The reason I realized that is because there was actual physical evidence of books piling up in my office. That I had literally hundreds. I could barely walk into this room. And I needed to delegate that side of the business. So I hired someone to do that for me. Best decision I made for that business. And if you wanted to learn more about that business, you can look at it up here. I'll link to that channel. It's actually kind of interesting. But when it comes to real estate or another business, how does this work? For me, it has helped immensely to have a partner who helps balance me out. I truly don't think I would have done this or gotten this far without his help. Shout out Troy. If you feel stuck or are suffering from analysis paralysis, consider vetting some partners that would be a good fit for you and what you want to do in your business. It might take you to that point that brings you more momentum and gives you more purpose and satisfaction moving forward. So I encourage you guys to look into this stuff. Tell me if you think you're self-aware or not, and I'd love to hear from you in the comments. But I know this has been a departure from some of the last videos. Guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.